west, as far west as we'll go all season long, to Edmonton, Alberta. But Mother Nature has not been kind. With a lot of rain over the qualified weekend, we find the 4-time consecutive champion, Clay Millican, down in the number 6 spot. Doug Foley, though, has stepped up and qualified number 1. And how about the current ET and mile per hour record holder in Pro Mod, Al Billis? He's served notice to the rest of the field that they're ready to go here in Canada. It's showtime. Oh! Wow! Oh, man, talk about a close race. Phenomenal run. Wow, what a drag race. Welcome, everyone, to the IHRA Hooters Drag Racing Series. We're going to keep you north of the border once again with the Western RV Rocky Mountain Nationals presented by Torco Race Fuels. We are in Edmonton, Alberta at Budweiser Motorsports Park. And the fans out here, well, as you can see, they're trying to stay warm. Everybody's got the jackets on. The conditions here are much different than they were at Grand Bend. And Mother Nature dealt us a tough card in qualifying as she washed out Saturday. Hello, everyone. I'm Ken Stout. Sitting alongside is Brian Olson. And these guys will have to go to work here on race day now.
As they get all the covers and they unwrap the cars, you can still see the moisture here in the Pro Modified category, which is second of the 2 categories we will premiere here today. Supercharged machine, nitrous oxide machines, but right now we're going to shift things down to Tiffany Furman, and she's going to tell us a little more about Top Fuel.
And in Top Fuel, our number 1 points leader, Clay Millican, did not qualify number 1, number 2, or even number 3. He qualified number 6, and in doing so, has left this race wide open. Now, the gentleman that did qualify number 1 is Doug Foley. And Doug, yesterday, you had a 470, 286. It looked like you shut it off about the 1,000-foot mark. What happened?
Yeah, we've been dropping some holes top end, and no need to do any more damage than necessary. But the car felt real good. I felt pretty confident when I saw Clay kind of fade away there that we were going to go into the number 1 spot. And as long as this Torco Race Fuels car is in the number 1 spot, that's all we care about.
Well, since the rain yesterday kind of eliminated all the qualifying except 1 round, have you done anything different? You're going to stick to the same still?
Well, we had the car set up differently yesterday. We were going to try some test things that we had never tried before. But, of course, as soon as they called it last night, we changed everything back because, today's not test day. Today's got to win the rounds.
Weather has been an issue. We talked about the rain, but look at the temperatures here.
60 degrees, on track temp 66, that's almost too cold. Humidity 73%, corrected altitude 2,900, but the barometer is way down. To race fast, you want that barometer high.
27.6 is the lowest we've seen it all season, no question, and probably will be the lowest we'll see it all season long. As the burnouts start here, pair number 1 as we go into Top Fuel, and as you can see, the yellow arrows will indicate lane choice.
Todd Payton, Louis Allison, Bruce Litton, and others here in round number 1 will get lane choice by way of their better qualifying efforts to their counterparts here in round 1.
Nice to see Jack Ostrander back in the car. Of course, that's a 2-car team. Louis Allison drives the other one. Pontiac Jack doesn't always climb in them anymore, but it's always nice to see him put the helmet back on. He'll line up alongside the very tough Bruce Litton.
Always got 2 in the box just in case there's a situation where they can punch their way into the program, as Bruce Litton and Jack Ostrander get things started off here. Round number 1.
Pontiac Jack will have some problems, clicks it off early. This one will be all Bruce Litton, 482, 292 miles an hour.
And I got to tell you, Ken, that did not look like a 482 run. That thing was dropping some holes in for Litton.
You can tell the mile per hour are way off the mark. As we start the burnouts here for the next pair. And Todd Payton stepped up here, qualified number 2. One look at this track. Comes out here, lays down a 470. They had so much trouble early on, blew up so many motors, they actually had to take a race off, but it looks like they have that combination figured out now.
They've got to put back together, but let's go to the far end. Let's talk to our round 1 winner, Bruce Litton.
Well, a 482 with a 292. Any changes coming up for the next round?
Well, we're just taking what it gives us right now, and we're just trying to creep in on it. We'll go back and take a look at it. It felt like a pretty smooth run. Might drop a cylinder down toward the end, but praise God, we got down here and the Lucas Oil and Torco Race Fuel car got here first, and we'll go back and see what we can do for the next round.
Cooper here in the near lane. Payton, who qualified number 2 by just 1/1000th of a second in the far lane. car gives up early. This one will go to Cooper. What a shame. Peyton, a big upset here. The number 2 qualifier goes out early.
I got to tell you, as we look at this thing in replay here, Ken, you watch the Peyton car in the left side of your screen. It loses a cylinder and suddenly gives up the ghost. I don't see the blower belt falling off. Fuel is coming out. Let's go to the top end.
512-263. Any changes for the next round?
Probably not. You know, this car was set up pretty well for us, we thought, and it kind of started rattling the tires a little bit, maybe a little more than a little bit. But I gave it a quick pedal, and I was able to get by him. That's all we needed. I want to thank Evan Knoll, Torque Race Fuels. I can't say enough. He's done so much for our team. It's great. Erie Processing, Mark with Erie Processing is great. Tim and Doug, can't say enough. I'm just so excited to be in the semifinals. It's great. Wish me luck for the next round.
We'll continue on here with round number 1 of Top Fuel when we come back.
At Honda, we see more than just a racing engine. We see competition leading to innovation, our engineers learning, our products improving, and our drivers winning. Even when the track is miles away.
The most talked about reality show is back. 18 fighters, 2 Ultimate Fighting contracts, 1 Octagon. Who will make it to the UFC, The Ultimate Fighter 2? Check your local listings, only on Spike TV.
There's an easy way to save even more at Motel 6. Just book online at motel6.com. You can't miss. Motel 6, official lodging partner of the PBA.
Pacing is everything, especially when drinking. Crown Royal.
Get on up and get on down to Hooters, the place to be for chicken wings. Come grab a beer, the game's on here, and the girl next door, good friends and more. If you can't stop by, get our wings to fly. Hooters makes you happy. Right down the street, it's your neighborhood retreat. So get on up and get on down to Hooters.
This IHRA telecast is being brought to you by Western RV Racing and by Torco Racing Fuels. Racing fuels with an attitude. Welcome back to the Western RV Rocky Mountain Nationals here with the IHRA Hooters Drag Racing Series, and somebody's going to get a nice t-shirt there. We just hope they didn't drop it in the mud there.
Some of the girls are going to get some soggy feet as well, it looks like, buddy.
All right. Let's continue on here with Top Fuel. Louis Allison here in the near lane. Clay Millican in the far lane. Clay Millican qualified in the number 6 spot with a 5:08 at 203 miles an hour. But I got to tell you, that thing was definitely marching. At half track, they were 3:10, and they were on a good one.
I mean, with these guys that's working on this car, Werner Enterprises and Mike Clover, we were on what would have been, you know, it's the big fish that got away. I promise you the fish was this big. You know, the thing was fixing to run low ET of the world, low ET of Canada for sure. And the problem was we just didn't keep the front end on the ground, and so I have a hard enough time driving when it does, and it was even harder without having steering, so, but I'm not worried. I mean, Mike Clover always knows how to make this car go down the racetrack. We just prepare. That's all you can do, and we're ready.
We should also say that 310 was only at 249 miles an hour. I mean, that's no mile an hour at half track, so he already had early problems talking about that big wheel stand. Allison hazes the tires, and that man black tracks all the way down through there. 454, 325 miles an hour, both ends of the track record, and what could stand as a backup for a new world record in ET.
And what could also stand, Ken Stout, is the fastest run in Canadian history. Let's watch what 454 looks like from the cockpit of Clay Millican's Top Fuel dragster. Wow, awesome pass.
Well, you've got a track record for ET and mile per hour, 454 and 325. Well, like you said, you were back on it, huh?
Let me tell you something. That was not your ordinary top fuel run. I mean, not only did it go really quick and really fast, but it really had the front end jacked up in there, and I was pointing. I wasn't driving. I was just riding. Man, Mike Clover. Justin put special heads on the thing. I think that's what did it. But I tell you, it was quite a ride. The thing's bouncing the front end going down through there. But Werner Enterprises, they don't care. They just said make the thing deliver the load, and that's what we did. And we go on to the next round. I tell you what, qualifying number 6 may not be all that bad.
If you can run 454s, I don't think it matters where you qualify.
Weird burnout right there for Ed Varenka. I'm not sure exactly what's going on there, and that is an injected nitro machine, it appears.
I think that was the lack of a burnout there, as he never got any smoke off the back tires. Doug Foley, on the other hand, the number 1 qualifier, will line up alongside of Ed Varenka.
Indeed, one of the very few injected nitro cars to ever make the field since its inception, and the opportunity to run in the top fuel category here with the IHRA. The supercharged cars have the throttle stops. The injected cars do not have them. In fact, they do much shorter RPM range burnout, and nothing happened there for Ed.
Trying to hang on there. He's not going to have enough. That 535, a very respectable run for an A-fuel injected car, but Doug Foley, 476.8, will have lane choice going against Bruce Litton by 22,000.
The injected cars have this chance and more opportunity to drop holes. Ed did not drop any cylinders here. Look at the Torco car on the opposite side, though. Clicks it off early. Let's talk to him.
No stats to say, but obviously by your expression, you did well.
Well, we won the round. That's what it counts. Planned on running a little better. It went out pretty hard, had to pedal it once. It's a little fun. It's the first A-fuel car ever qualified in IHRA history, and, congratulations to them, because that's a hell of an accomplishment. But for us, we need to keep going rounds, and had to pedal it a couple times, but as long as we're in the next round, it's all it counts. And we got the Rick Cooper car still in there, so Foley and Lewis got 2 left.
A lot of fuel yet to come, but next will be the Pro Mod hitters. Rocky Mountain Nationals here with the IHRA Hooters Drag Racing Series. Tiffany Furman with a man who just won Grand Bend.
In the Pro Mod division, Burt Noxier has found himself smack dab in the middle of one of the tightest point standings in Pro Modified. 4 of the 10 drivers are within 2 rounds of racing to see how the points are going. And here in Edmonton, it's definitely going to be a point shuffle.
We've kind of missed the tune-up a little bit this weekend. Hopefully we've figured it out, but we need to qualify a little bit better. We're right in the middle, so first round will tell.
First round, we're going to go up a little bit soft. Normally we would, but today we can't because we got Burt Noxner first round. So I got to gamble first round. We're not going to give it everything we got, but we're going to do what we can.
Running a pretty decent number would be nice. We got some pretty good weather. I know the track is dynamite right now, so just getting down the track is probably going to be the most important thing.
It's still early in the year, but I can see it's going to be tight the whole season. So we're just doing round by round, trying to play it smart and not set the world on fire, just trying to win rounds right now.
I think that we've got a really good chance. We've got a really good car, really good team, and we're just going to go for broke.
Now it's time for round number 1 of Turbo Race Fuels Pro Mod. The first pick of the man out of Calgary, Alberta. Rick DiStefano, and nice to see Ricky D out here. He's kind of had an up-and-down season with the blower car, and we'll talk about lane choice here as well.
Lane choice once again indicated by the yellow arrows. You see Ricky D, Harold Martin, Mike Janis, Halsey, and the rest getting the lane choice here in round number 1. You do that by being the better qualified race car.
Nice to see some of these West Coast guys come out here and play balls. The IHRA goes as far west as we'll see ourselves all season long. Vern Mills in the 1968 model Camaro out of Missoula, Montana will line up against that very tough competitor in the 53 Corvette.
Ken, the drivers and the teams make very long hauls to get here, but they come here for the fans. They are very, very serious about the drag racing in the Northwest.
This one over as Vern Mills has problems right off the bat. Reaction time's very close, but that's about it. After that, it's all Ricky D with a 624 at 224. And it's funny how things change. Burton had not qualified for an IHRA Pro Mod event until he got to Virginia. Now he gets a win underneath his belt, and he gets Quayne Stott's attention because of that.
Quay Stott with a gaggle of victories, taking on the guy with only one Pro Mod victory. Indeed, he's got the respect for Burton Knox here in this round.
The number 8 and number 9 qualifiers qualify within 0.08 of a second of each other, and that's exactly why Quay Stott said he's going to have to step it up here. Blower versus nitrous. And that'll be 2 cars that have struggled now in the near lane. The win here will go to Quay Stott. Reaction time's identical there, but Stott lays down a 6:28, drives away from it.
Watching it for the replay. Inside car camera here for Quay Stott. He's got the push button shifter, looks at the light, pulls the parachute, and picks up the win here.
On a great battle here, Mike Janis and Ed Hoover. Of course, Mike Janis, unfortunately, disqualified at our last event because of fuel. He actually had some extensive testing done through the IHRA to prove to everybody in the class that he was not cheating. What they found was an O-ring was missing on one of the fuel jugs. It got too much moisture in it, and it was because of water. Did not pass a gravity test. Those guys were not cheating, but a tough race here with Ed Hoover.
Contamination will get in any way it can. In this situation, nothing more than moisture.
Drives off to a 6:27, 2:28, and that's 3 cars in the left lane right at the center line, Brian.
I gotta tell you what, that thing did not move a foot. The tire did not revolutionize itself by 2 rounds, and it was already broken free right there. Wow.
We'll go once again here with a combination, this time with a pair of nitrous cars. Dennis Radford, who qualified in the number 11 spot. Harold Martin, who qualified in the number 6 spot. And Harold Martin is seeing the best and the worst of both ends of this class, from not qualifying to making it to final rounds. It is a tough deal to figure out.
For Dennis Radford, he's got his own race car, probably closer to home than the tow they made with this Corvette of Van Steppy.
Both drivers struggle. A pedal fest here in Pro Mod, and how about that? Dennis Radford is able to pedal that thing very quickly, no doubt, watching the competitors in front of him, and wins this for the 694.
And as we take a look at it in replay, almost like a pair of top fuel cars striking the tires off the starting line. Martin on and off the throttle, he gives it up. But right down the lane and finally sticking to the racetrack is Radford. He'll pick up the win.
We'll finish round number 1 when we come back.
NASCAR TV kicks off tonight on Speed. First, go beyond the fast lane with Leanne Tweeden, NASCAR Nation. Then it's the real world of racing, NBS 24/7, and inside Nextel Cup. Later, behind the headlights. That's all tonight, beginning at 7 on Speed.
With most motor oils, performance and protection wind down pretty fast. Now there's something different. Introducing Mobil 1 Extended Performance. With 50% more Super Sin and extra cleaning agents, it's guaranteed to protect 5 times longer than the traditional oil change interval. 15,000 miles. Mobil 1 Extended Performance. The oil that's changing oil.
You're going to bet that you are
I got to go out to the car. I'll be right back.
Anyway.
What do you got? Hey, honey. How are you? I'm just calling to check in.
Men should act like men, and light beer should taste like beer. Milwaukee's Best Light.
I'm Dale Earnhardt Jr. Welcome to a new generation of Wrangler.
New fits. New comfort. New styles. Wrangler Jeans Company. A new generation of Wrangler. New fits, new comfort, new styles. All summer long.
It's Dial in Class N, the IHRA sanctioning body. That's top dragsters. They're warming one of those machines up. We're back here with the Western RV Rocky Mountain Nationals here in Edmonton, Alberta. We'll continue on here with round number 1 of Pro Mod action. That is Kenny Lang here in the near lane, alongside the very tough Jim Halsey in the far lane.
And Kenny Lang's machine, which looks a lot like Ricky D's machine, takes on tough Jim Halsey. Slower qualified car down from the bottom of the pack in number 15 is in pretty deep here as Jim Halsey has looked real strong here in 05, qualified number 2.
Kenny Lang, one of 4 Canadians to make the field here in Pro Mod. The number 2 qualifier who lays down a 6:18, 224 miles an hour. Jim Holmes got the combo in there today.
That was a fabulous run right down the middle of the racetrack, right in the racing groove. And ironically, after seeing the first few pairs blow the tires off, 2 of them go down through there side by side. Ken, perfectly.
Yeah, pretty strange stuff when you take a look at that. I mean, the first few pair, like you mentioned, struggling with that starting line, especially the left lane. Both of those guys stick it.
One of the situations is when crew chiefs are back and they're further in the lanes in the lineup, they have a chance to make those minor changes. That could be the case here with this last grouping.
You see in the far lane, that will be the Iceman, Shannon Jenkins, and he'll line up alongside Carl the Big Dog Spearing.
Speed Tech, Nitro Systems, the Eaton Cutter Handler, Corvette.
Right down the boulevard as well. And how about Carl Spearing taking the Iceman out? 631, 226 miles an hour.
The Canadian driver says, come on up to my house and let's give it a shot up here one time and see if we can play on the same field. Takes out the Iceman here in round number 1 and a good lap.
Yeah, great drag race right there. We'll back up our next pair after the burnouts have already been done. Looks like it'll be Lee Smith, and he'll line up alongside the other half of the Shannon Jenkins Mike Castellana team. That would be Mike Castellana. Mike qualifying in the number 4 spot. Lee Smith qualifying 13.
We talked about being in the Great Northwest, and Lee Smith, one of the hitters who come out to play with us here in the IHRA Hooters Drag Racing Series in the Torque Raceway Pro Modified category. But he is up against one tough customer in Mike Castellana.
Only a couple of AJ motors in the class. Mike Janis has one, Kenny Lang has the other. And Castellana will put one in the books for the nitrous cars here as he runs 6:24, 2:26, and had to make up a lot of reaction time deficits.
Smith was 5 quicker going past the Christmas tree, and he had to make it up. You're exactly right.
Our next pair will be Russ Hodgkinson out of Alberta as well, and he'll line up alongside Al Billis, who set both ends of the track record here in qualifying at 6:15, 234 miles an hour. That is one bad hombre right there. That car has been extremely fast, up over 236 miles an hour.
And that baby did pick up a win light at Rockingham, was a runner-up at Richmond, and didn't even have the chance, actually, to go to the final due to a broken motor.
Finally dumping laundry to straighten that car out. It was all over the place. He certainly was not comfortable with it. They'll pull the chutes out there to straighten the tail end of it out. That's exactly what he did, and in the process will give up the win.
Both cars, can we watch it in replay here? We'll move to the right, one to the left. That's the machine of Al Billis. And in the middle of the track, as we watch it from the top end of the version of the racetrack, Billis' car moves toward the center several times. He'll finally pull the parachute and straighten his race car out. Talk to Al at the top end.
Al, you came in qualified number 1, had great times, great speed, and here in eliminations first round, it looked like you had some trouble. What exactly happened?
Well, yeah, Summit car performed very well, qualified really fast. Now, the track here is really good, and today it's a little bit cooler, track's better. Maybe we underestimated the track a little bit, went out there a little soft, but the car, I just drifted off to the left. I had to pedal it, it was shaking, and then got back in it and actually by the other fella, but all the way down the track, the car was drifting left. And I was fighting it. By the time I got 1,000 cones, the car was going to cross the center line. So, the choice was either hit the cones or hope for the best. Like, you know what, we need to save the car for another race. It's not worth crashing. So, I was in front at that point in time. I had to lift. He won, but hey, we're ready to go for another race, another day.
We've gotten warmed up here with the IHRA Hooters Drag Racing Series. Come on back.
Anyone with an ugly t-shirt.
It's okay to wear an ugly t-shirt when I'm going to see my son's music teacher at school. When I'm hanging out at the racetrack, I gotta wear the cool Torco gear. Look at the girls I get to hang around with, the Torco girls.
Daddy, Mommy's on the phone. She says you're on live TV.
Live TV?
Torco gear.
It's hot.
Well, we're back here with the Western RV Rocky Mountain Nationals. They're preparing those fuel cars for round number 2. We've already got the Pro Mod cars ready to rock the house. We'll see Pontiac Jack here in just a moment. Now we got to talk about the night under fire. It's always a lot of fun. It's the final qualifying set. legend, and they're going for it.
And it's all about having a good time and running big numbers. The atmospheric conditions usually are best. On a night under fire, you're going to see wheel standers, jet cars, jet trucks, pro stock, pro modified, top fuel. It's a great show. You got to see it to believe it, my friend.
The fans are always excited. Look at that big wheel stand there out of Billy Harper's car. And of course, after the jet trucks run, they end it all up with fireworks. Speaking of fireworks, it's now time for some more fireworks and Pro Mod round number 2 action coming at you right now.
Torco Race Fuel's not only taking care of our Pro Stock Class category, they do the same for us here in Pro Modified. The Torco Race Fuel Pro Mod, this is round number 2. And as always, the quicker car of the previous round selects his choice of the lane.
Ricky D, of course, one of the Canadians we talked about earlier, trying to get to the semifinals here. Dennis Radford is going to do his best to stop him.
Ed Steffi, the car owner, Radford from the West Coast out there. And again, I mentioned a little bit earlier, kind of surprised he didn't bring his own machine up there, which is a really mean Viper. But in this situation, getting real comfortable with the Ed Steffi Corvette here.
To win, but it looks like it's going to cost him a lot of money. That's some big-time smoke out of that one. Unfortunately for Dennis Radford, that one gave it up early.
Paid a little bit of a price to the aluminum guys. That happened right at the finish line. Not sure exactly what happened to the Ed Steffi Corvette with Dennis Radford behind the wheel, but it happened way early. Watch right here in the lights. Start smoking on the right. It's going to smoke a little bit on the left. He burnt some pistons here.
Ricky D, a 633 with a 208.
It was hurt.
It was hurt.
It was hurt. But we got the win light, didn't we?
Yes, you did.
That's all that matters, I guess.
Reaction time there, phenomenal, by the way, as well. An 022 light.
Isn't there strange the things they don't care about when they get that win light? Money means nothing. Just get that light to come on at the top of the board.
Ricky D crew, no stranger to making some big-time swaps there in between rounds. They are not afraid to burn up some parts. Next up, Quayne Stott and Ross Hodgkinson. Quayne Stott, last time out, laid down an 043 light, ran 628. Hodgkinson, an 037 light, ran a 653, so Hodgkinson's going to have to find some ET here.
He'll definitely need some as he goes against the Leroy Paving Equipment machine of Quayne Stott.
Some ET2 and made a drag race out of it with an 049 light. He forced Quayne Stott to stop on that thing, and Quayne Stott just gets around him.
It looks a lot closer than what it actually is based on the ET numbers, but Hodgkinson much quicker off the starting line than Stott. And it's a car link right there a quarter mile later. From the in-car, once again, he pops the clutch. He's got a handbrake in this car. Hits the button, he shifted it. Parachute comes out. And now he grabs that handbrake once again on the right side.
Quayne, 629, 226. How did it feel?
Felt pretty good, but I was hoping for a little better than that because we got on it a little harder that time, so obviously I missed something. But I don't know if that guy red light or not, but I just barely got around him. I barely passed him at the end.
Well, you still here in the winners?
Luckily, I thought for a minute, I said, he's going to beat me because he was still ahead of me right there at the 1,000 foot, so I sneaked by him. But we'll have to step it up. I don't know who we got next round, but it's got to be somebody tough.
Well, it's always somebody tough, but we don't know who it is yet either. It's going to either be Mike Castellano or Carl Spearing. We'll see that race in just a little bit. Next up will be Jim Halsey and Mike Janis.
This will be a great matchup. I want to mention real quickly, when we talk about the win light, for those folks that don't see the finish line hours, the win light generally shows itself at the top of the scoreboard at the top end of the racetrack, and that's the one they want to see come on.
No question about it. Near lane, blower, far lane, nitrous, two heavy hitters right here. Mike Janis, that brand new Dodge, is gorgeous here in the near lane. And Brian, you can see the tires spin on Mike Janis's car. Jim Halsey lays down the quickest ET of the day so far, 617, 224. He was 618 in round one. That car is bad to the bone here today.
Definitely making some good passes. And one of the cars, Ken, I just have to say, the most improved car here in the Torque Race Fuel Pro Modified category is Halsey.
Carl the Big Dog Spearing, another Canadian here, will take on Mike Castellano, the number 4 qualifier. Looking for a great battle here. Let's send it up to the top where Tiffany has our winner.
GM 617, 224 advances to the next round. How did it feel?
It rattled the tires a little bit in the 1-2 gear change. We put a little more clutch in it. Maybe we should have done that, but we figured it had 1 or 2 left in it after that 18-run first round. This place is just awesome.
Castellano, who went at 24 in round number 1. Spearing went a 31 in round number 1. He's going to have to step on it here. Spectacular looking machine there for both drivers. I really love the paintwork on Mike's car in the far lane.
They called the Raging Bull with justifiable cause.
Talk about a battle right here. How about a true win margin of 0.06 of a second? Castellano got out on him by 13,000. Spearing's car, 19 thousandths quicker. What a drag race.
You can watch it right here at the finish line, and that indeed is what that margin of victory looks like. Unreal.
Drifting all over the track, but still made a 626, 227, and advancing to the next round.
Well, I wasn't about to give Mike anything. He's a good racer, and you know, the Eaton Color Hammer people here this weekend are really pushing behind me. They stuck through all the rain, and yeah, the car's got what it takes. I had to drive it around a little bit. The left lane is a little worse than the right, so we're happy. We made it to the other end. We're going to the next round. Appreciate it.
Awesome racing. We're down to the semifinals in both classes, but the Kings are up next.
Sports talk for car guys.
The subject is motorsports.
That's what it's all about.
And Dave is in the middle of it all. Wind Tunnel, live Sunday nights, 9 Eastern, only on Speed.
Multitasking is great, except when you're driving. Answer the cell phone, referee the kids in the back seat, drink your coffee. We all do it. But Allstate knows if you do it a little less, you're less likely to have an accident or get a ticket. Keep a safe record and Allstate can save you up to 20%. Safe drivers cost everyone less. They should pay less. That's Allstate, Stan. Are you in good hands?
Now.
NFL Sunday Ticket is back. And Shaw has all the hard-hitting action. The games. The teams. The gridiron in your living room. The NFL Sunday Ticket. Sign up for the entire season by August 31st for only $29.99 a month. To order, call Shaw or visit shaw.ca.
The broadband experience, only from Shaw. It's big.
Well, welcome to the IHRA Hooters Drag Racing Series. Always nice to have them with us. We've got a great turnout of fans here at Budweiser Park in Edmonton, Alberta. It's time now for the semifinals of Top Fuel. Right off the bat, it'll be the Lucas Oil Products sponsored machine of Bruce Litton. Bruce Litton will line up alongside the number 1 qualifier and Doug Foley, the Torque Race Fuel sponsored machine. And we'll take a look at the ladder once again.
Foley ran quicker than Litton. He gets lane choice here, as does Millican over Coop.
Bruce Litton still looking for his first final round appearance here in the 2005 season. Doug Foley went to the finals a little bit earlier this year in Virginia. Laid up just a little bit short because nobody's been able to stop Clay Millican as of yet.
I got to tell you, look at the backs of the shirts of that Torque Race Fuel logo with the frames and the skull. That is awesome to look at, man.
It's definitely fuel with an attitude. Talk to Evan Knoll for 2 minutes. You'll figure that right out. Oh, man, I thought Bruce Litton was going to get back around him. Was not able to do so. Look at that, man. 0.92. 480 for Bruce Litton. Lays up just a little bit short as Foley lost power and just barely edged out that win by 25 thousandths. The burnout start again for our next pair here in the semifinals. Clay Millican in the far lane. In the near lane will be Rick Cooper. Cooper hoping to take Clay Millican out and in this streak that he's been unstoppable with so far this season. Let's go to the top.
All righty, Doug. 478 to a 480. You beat him.
Yeah, me and Bruce are pretty, these are comparable cars. Bruce got a good car over there with the Lucas Oil machine. And, he's sponsored by Torco also, and so are we. And, we like to go head-to-head. They're good, even cars. And I'm glad we get a chance to get to the final after Graham Ben's mishap on the starting line there. So, this Torco car out there, and hopefully Rick will win this round, and we'll have 2 Torco cars in the final.
Clay Millican with a 454 at 325.69 in round number 1. Both of those numbers would be strong enough to back up a possible new ET mile-per-hour record here if he was to lay down a good one. The record stands right now at 453.4, 326.63. And a quick pedal job there by Clay Millican cost him some cylinders, but he still gets a win.
You're right, Ken. Indeed, he does lose a couple cylinders. He does pedal the throttle. As we watch it right here in the replay, he puts a hole right at the head of the throttle. Pedals it right there. The thing will make a move to the right as it hikes the front end back up. Loses the hole again. That pushes him to the right side of the racetrack. And he'll go through. Now from the in-car, this is basically what it looks like to make a 300-plus mile-per-hour run in a top-fuel dragster. Wow.
469 with a 305, reaction 063. But seems like you might have hurt the motor.
No, it's okay. I had to give her a little pedal. She was shaking and vibrating, and then it's like give her a little pedal, and it carries the front end. This is getting fun, We in the final. Everybody at Werner just does a good job. They let me ride along. I just have fun. I have fun. But I got to go to the store and buy some 104 Plus soon, though.
And Millican going to his 5th consecutive final here of the 05 season. He'll line up alongside Foley going to his 2nd.
Something tells me, though, he will not have to go and buy the 104 Plus. What do you think?
I'm with you on that one, Brian. Pro Mod coming up next. RV Rocky Mountain Nationals here in Edmonton, Alberta. We are about 10 hours north of the border. Just go to Montana, and if you're coming from the east, turn right and head north for a long, long time, man. The fans up here love motorsports. A pair of Corvettes coming at you. Carl Spearing and Quayne Stott. The number 8 qualifier, Quayne Stott. Number 12 qualifier, Carl Spearing.
And no doubt, Carl Spearing with the bigger rooting section as he basically, for all intents and purposes, is on his home court, if you will. He is definitely Canadian and also has an opportunity here as he's been driving well, and this car is running good to go along with it.
Quayne Stott with a decent number in round number 2, laid down a 6:29, 2:26. Carl Spearing, on the other hand, a 6:26, 2:27, and won it by 0.006 of a second. And the big dog shelling out a whooping right there, beats up on him on both ends of the track.
Definitely Carl Spearing opened up a great big can of that stuff. Watch it from the in-car as Stott goes through, hits the buttons, goes through the gears, down the top end, hits the parachute, now on the brake. Now let's go to the top of the racetrack.
Carl, 6:27, 2:27. Here you are making it to the finals.
Oh, this is awesome. We came all a long way like everybody else did. But the Western Swing's a big deal for my sponsor, Eaton Color Hammer, and their team. This is a big deal for them, and I want to thank them. I want to thank my team. There's a bunch of guys back in the pit that give me a bunch of help in this round, and they knew who they are, and I thank them for it, and we're looking forward for a really good final. So thanks for your time.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Carl Spearing, going to a final. And this should be a great race here. Halsey's definitely been on his game all day long. Ricky D will line up alongside. Ricky D can certainly run the number, although I must say, in round number 2, only produced a 6:33. Round 1, a 6:24. We saw all that smoke out of Ricky D's car the last round. Those guys had a lot of work to do.
Yeah, they clearly either had to change the motor or something. That thing, it looked at least like it burned several pistons up. Halsey's machine, unlike Ricky D was a year ago with consistency, is the situation Halsey is in 2005. So it's a pick-em game. Right now, I'm going to put the favor in Halsey's lane.
And Halsey will make his his way to the finals and have a shot at a first-ever career IHRA Pro Mod win. Halsey with a 6:22.24. Man, that car has been deadly today.
Watch that thing again. This car, as I mentioned earlier, Ken Stout was probably the most improved car and driver. He used up a lot of racetrack to go 6:20. Let's talk to him at the far end of the racetrack.
Mr. Halsey, here you come in with a 620 and 224, 052 on the light.
Well, that's not bad. It shook a little bit in second gear. That's why it slowed down some. So we'll get the clutch right and we'll be ready for him.
And I heard Big Dog had a message for you. Said you better tune it up right.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
The big dog wasn't talking any trash to him right there, man. Halsey's been running the number all day.
The 620 looks pretty smart to me to a 23 right there, I guarantee it.
NASCAR.
Up here, a few people put their hair on the line. They said if we can raise it up, we'll get a haircut. That's exactly what they did. So that's actually for a great cause right there.
Well, I got to tell you what, man, another great cause is the IHRA store. You can stop by and pick up your cars, your drag suits, your plastic cars. You can pick up a T-shirt, hat, seat cushion, just about anything in the world you can think of, Ken.
All types of toys for the kids. Of course, also some ear protection so that those big, loud fuel cars don't hurt your ears. And up here, they were selling the sweatshirts and the jackets, man. It was a little chilly up there, but the fans came out in droves. Don't forget, you can check it out online as well at IHRAstore.com.
All right, here we go. Our Urson Cam's top sportsman category final round. Bob Marshall, far lane of the racetrack, brand new Grand Am, takes on the 02 model Chevrolet Cavalier for Dale Giroux. Giroux and Marshall in the category that's full-bodied. It is actually bottom bulb racing with electronics. So before you leave the starting line, you can let off of a button. They usually call it a transmission brake. Not usually, they always do. In this situation, it's going to be handicap start. One of these two cars in this situation, Dale Giroux will lead just a little bit more in handicap. He leads first. Now they're going to be looking over one another, watching from inside the race car. Giroux gets to the top end and picks up the win. On a 752, he goes 753 to a losing breakout 747. Here's the top dragster final. In the Moser Engineering Machine comes Britt Cummings, 05 Worthy Chassis Dragster. And he'll take on John Evans' machine. Evans from Delta, British Columbia, in an Illingsworth chassis car. These cars pretty evenly matched up in the 770 and 7080 range. Again, it's handicap racing here in Top Dragster. This is the fastest of the handicap classes. We just saw Top Sportsman. Now Top Dragster a little bit quicker by the dials. So Cummings and Evans will get set to go. And the situation, once again, very much the same. Small handicap here. Watch the drivers top end. They'll be looking for each other. Someone wants to take the stripe. It's going to be Evans taking the stripe, but it goes too quick. Evans goes 776 on a 778. Cummins picks up the win for the 783 number. Here's the remainder of our Mr. Gasket Pro-Am Challenge winners here.
Congratulations to everybody on a job well done up here in Edmonton, Alberta. Now we want to talk about our Summit Super Series. $105,000 in cash and prizes. What a great thing to go out and race for, plus additional prizes for both the box class and the no box class. Now it's time for the Torco Race Fuels Pro Mod Final. And the big dog, Carl Spear, with the blower car right in front of you, has called Jim Halsey out, said he's going to step up, put a little dog bite on him.
Going to have to give it a little bit more than he had in the previous round. He's a little bit slower by 300ths. And again, Halsey's car throughout the course of the 2005 season with that Gene Fulton racing engine underneath the hood. As we turn the nitrous bottles on from inside the cockpit here of Jim Halsey's machine, there's a lot of stuff to do in there.
Jim Halsey going to his third career final. He's yet to find the winner's circle. Carl Spearing, this is his second career final. Carl has earned one win in his career. Would love to find his way back to the winner's circle right here. They were just about 300ths of a second off of each other. in the semifinal round. Should be a great race.
620 and 623, the numbers in the semifinal rounds here. It's Corvette with a supercharger taking on the Camaro with nitrous oxide. Here we go.
And Halsey had to put the ET to him. An 086 light. He gave up some of the starting line to Carl Spearing, but gets back around him and wins it by 11 thousandths.
Great side-by-side drag race. Ken Stout, watch this baby at the finish line. It isn't even a full half of a car length. Spearing did everything he had to do at the starting line. From the in-car, here comes Jim Halsey. Going through the gears, pulling the lever. They'll reach up, and now this one actually has a parachute lever on the top, and he just won Pro Modified here in Edmonton.
Jim Halsey earns his first career IHRA Pro Mod win.
Mr. Halsey, first ever win with a 621 223.
That's just unbelievable. My guys worked so hard for this weekend. Gil, Alan, Eric, Kathy, my girlfriend, Glenna, Richard, the owner of the car, the guy we spend all his money. Tim McCamus for the car, Gene Fulton for the power, all the people that support us at Cecil County Dragway. It's just unbelievable.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
And we'll take a look at the points. Al Bill is still on top by 8 over Jim Halsey. He's chasing him hard. Then it's the Iceman, Shannon Jenkins, as we round out the top 10 here in the Torco Race Fuels Pro Mod category. Coming up, finals and top fuel. By Torco Racing Fuels, fuel with an attitude. And by Western RV Racing. After beating us up pretty hard on Saturday, Mother Nature pretty kind to us here today. We have not had a drop on the racetrack. It's time for the finals and top fuel. Doug Foley in his 5th career final in just 2 years. His second one this year. He went to the finals earlier in Richmond. He'll line up alongside Clay Millican, who's going to his 48th career final, his 5th final this year. But things have changed in the weather. We had a chance to talk to Doug Foley.
The sun had just come out before we ran. We had the car set up to run another 60, and the sun came out, it warmed up the track a little bit, and top end started to spin the tire pretty hard. Put a couple holes out, which definitely affected our performance. So we'll now have to adjust for sunlight and hope it doesn't go away.
Clay Millican's work is not finished yet here today.
You know, all I got to do is get in here and ride. Warner Enterprises, they know we're going to do all we can do no matter what happens. I mean, we've had a good day, and it ain't over with yet. Let the big fish eat.
And Brian Olson, they're cleaning off those big tires.
Taking those scrapers, getting them small particles off the rear slicks here. And he's talking about the big fish. Maybe he's talking about the big nitro fish.
And look at that. Clay Millican just hangs on. Particles of something flying apart. I don't know if it was a blower belt, a piece of the tire, whatever it was, but he manages to hang on for his 6th consecutive win, his 5th win this season.
Take a look at both cars making good smooth run. As Clay loses his cylinder, he drops a hole, as does Foley. But now right in the lights, it did indeed look like a blower belt, and it took a little something with it. From the in-car, you'll not be able to see the shrapnel at the far end, but you can see that Clay Millican had his hands full big time.
Clay, your reaction time definitely won it. 7 thousandths of a second difference.
Well, you know what? That's a close race. Life's good when the wind light comes on. They pay me to drive this race car. All day long, the front end's been popping up and down, makes it good. You know, we got this in-car camera, the speed channel thing. Warner Enterprises, they put that in there. They said, we want to see what you do every now and then, because they don't see me do a whole lot back in the pit area, because all those guys do work. I do go out and use my Matco tools every now and then. But you know what? I got to show you. I got these crazy nitro fish on there. Must attract bugs. That was probably a bad day for this bug right here. I'm glad I had my eyes shut. Didn't see that one coming at me. But go out and get yourself some 104 Plus at the parts store. I'm out of breath. I hate never out of breath, but I can keep on talking even when I am out of breath. What a day! I tell you what, it was a good deal. Royal Purple, they just keep the thing lubricated and running. And come on over here, Western RV. Let me have that. Let me have that trophy you got there.
And going back to Virginia, Mr. Koreski now has 3 Top Fuel wins. And by the way, Clay had a little more breathing room thanks to that reaction time. Margin of victory, 35 thousandths. Excellent job. Thanks, Tiffany Furman. Of course, Brian Olson for sitting in and helping out alongside. My name's Ken Stout. We've got